Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton and joining me here today is Tish the Dish. How are you, Tish?
I am fantastic. Good morning.
Good morning to you. It's good to have you back in the podcast studio. How's it been out there? You're one of our best tour guides. How's it been out there on the streets?
You know what? It's been a little wet. It's been a little challenging, but guess what? Yesterday, we got Walking Dead star Norman
Reedus. Oh, no way.
at the gas station.
Oh, he's so nice.
He's amazing, and he looks just like how he looks on the show.
He's very disheveled look, isn't he?
Are we going to go with that word?
Yeah, I mean, I always liked it and appreciate it because I see a lot of myself in the disheveled sort of. He's always unkept.
Why
you know
are
what I mean?
always trying to compare yourself to actors?
I don't know.
You always got to try to throw yourself in there. It was about him, but no, he looked great.
That's great. Okay. We got some good ones today. We're going to talk about Brittany Mahomes, Patrick's wife. She is now in a bikini in Sports Illustrated, showing off the goods. It's having mixed reactions, I would say, on the eve of Patrick's big game, Super Bowl coming up. We'll talk about Britney Spears. She put up an interesting post yesterday claiming that she once made out with Ben Affleck, which is setting the world ablaze. If that really happened, we've got this new segment, Tish, at the end of every show. It's called Almost News.
Almost news.
It's about a story that didn't quite make the cut, but we're going to talk about it anyway.
Okay.
But to begin with, Monique.
Yes.
Monique went on Club Shay Shay,
Mhm.
Shannon Sharpe's podcast, which is just killing it right now.
He's doing really well.
The Cat Williams interview was like the most watched podcast episode of all time, of any podcast. And basically it's because Cat was firing shots at so many people. There were so many good stories and sound bites. Well, Monique did the same. She came for everybody, but the most explosive revelation came when she trashed director Will Packer and the set that he kept while filming the movie Almost Christmas. So let's listen to it now.
Remember how Taraji said the trailers were infested?
Yes.
Our trailers blew up. They blew up. Now, whenever this airs, I'm going to post the trailers blowing up so that people can see.
Right.
But they blew up. And if any of us were in those trailers, we would have been gone.
Right.
The trailers blew up. Now, when I was smelling the gas, we went to the brothers that was hooking up the trailers and we said, hey, we smell gas.
Mm-hmm.
They said, Mo, we let him know, talking about the head nigga in charge, we let him know. He just said, okay, and walked away.
So Will Packer didn't care about gas smell on his set, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
And Monique then went ahead and shared the video that she took that day. And lo and behold, the trailers are no more. They seriously did blow up. What do you think about this interview, Tish?
Well, in specifically this situation, talking about Will Packer, I saw the actual interview, and she said that he even made the comment, I'm the head N-word in charge.
Right.
And so when someone tells you that, you just kind of know, like, they don't want to hear any gripes. They don't want to hear any complaints. They just want you to be grateful for where you're at and just kind of deal with it. So, I mean, I see why she's saying what she said.
Yeah, I mean, this was back, in 2006 or 7 or a while ago. And the movie was Almost Christmas, and it's an all-black movie.
Right.
And for him to go on and say that sort of stuff, it's just like...
Again, it's funny how I end up doing the podcast whenever there's issues like this.
Right.
I feel like it's like, okay,
Let's
break
get
Tish.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to always be honest, even when shots are fired at me. But there is, within cultures, certain systems. And it goes all the way back to, the slavery days, plantation days, when overseers and when some were favored more than others, whether it was the color of their skin or their position on the plantation with the master. There's the house, there's the field. And unfortunately, some people have passed that mindset generation to generation. So you get someone that has a broken mindset like that and is like, oh, I've got a little bit of power. I'm the director. This is how it's going to be. And either you shut up and get up or you get out.
Oh, I didn't understand, obviously, the real meaning behind how offensive it is for him to say that to his co-stars. Like, it has historical, like, implications, and it's more offensive than it meets the eye.
And I tried to give the Cliff Note version again because it is one of those conversations that it is uncomfortable, but it's necessary because, we all need to heal. We all need to move on if we're going to coexist. So, but him to say something like that is very derogatory. It's hurtful. And again, we know Monique has never shied away from just telling her perspective. And we all have a right to tell our perspective.
Right. Well, I mean, if they were reporting, smelling gas and that sort of stuff, and then you guys should go and watch these videos that Monique took, because those trailers, like, they would have definitely died if they were inside those trailers. And it looks like, the explosion must have happened overnight, or it looks like they're videoing the next morning. So, God, I wonder how that didn't come out before now that incident happened.
Because again, we don't want to throw our own under the bus. Everybody else throws us under the bus.
Is that right? You think that everyone kept, like, tight-lipped because,
100%. 100%, there was a time when we weren't even allowed to sit at the front of the bus, so for us to throw each other under the bus, that's just something that's an unspoken thing. Again, within the culture, you just don't do that.
So is then Monique doing that now? Is that a big no-no that she is?
Absolutely. That's why people are saying she's, can I say bitching?
Yeah, of course.
People are saying she's bitching, she's whining, she's complaining, she's never happy. Anytime you see her, she's always, it's like, because someone is telling their perspective on something, it's got to be negative. If it doesn't apply to you, keep it pushing. But you want to express yourself. You have a podcast. You're saying, I'm not saying you, but but I'm just saying all these people that are coming at her.
Right,
I don't want
right.
to throw any names out, but
Well, she came at a lot of people in this interview. Oprah, she came at. Tyler Perry, Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart, D.L. Hughley, Lee Daniels was mentioned. So a lot of black royalty she came for, and she, like, trashed Tiffany Haddish and, like, her DUIs and things that she's been accused of. She trashed.
but
Yeah, go on.
did she really trash her?
Well, I mean, she scored jokes, like she said, because Tiffany had said, my business is run different than Monique's business.
Exactly.
I don't live her life. I don't have that husband of hers. And so Monique fired back in the interview. When I saw that, it's like, Tiffany, if you had a husband like mine, you may not have got the 2 DUIs. If you had a husband like mine, you may not have been caught up with what looks like you could have been grooming a child.
And that's 3 steps up and a circle and a pound. Exactly.
Oh, so she escalated
keep
it?
my husband's name out your mouth.
Right.
You don't even know him. And and why you worried about how I run my business? You need to focus on yours, sis. Like,
Yeah.
Tiffany shouldn't have said anything, but again, within our culture, there's just some things you just don't do.
She came for Oprah, saying how she was betrayed by Oprah when Oprah had Monique's family on the show, the Oprah Winfrey show, to discuss her. She trashed Tyler, talking about how he clears rooms with his assistants by just clapping his hands and everyone scatters. And a lot of this is getting at the point of why Monique is or thinks she has been blackballed, because she thinks that people like Tyler and Oprah and others have behind the scenes been trashing her. And now she's coming to the front and on this podcast going, all right, well, I'm going to trash you out loud.
I can see how it would look like that.
Okay.
And again, I'm not an attorney. I'm not here to represent Monique. But if these are her genuine perceptions on these situations, we're not even going to say feelings, because I don't think she's emotional about it. She just states the facts. And these are the same things she's been saying for years about Oprah, about Tyler, about Lee Daniels. The shocker is the Kevin Hart thing, and then definitely Tiffany Haddish.
Right. Well, I hope our podcast can get a 100th as many views as Monique's did today. All right. onto our next story. Brittany Mahomes is stripping down for Sports Illustrated. She was named a rookie for the publication swimsuit issue. The publication, along with the photos, said owner of the Kansas City current women's soccer team, former pro athlete, wife and mother, Britney emerges as the epitome of a modern-day powerhouse. Founder of the world's first ever dedicated stadium for women's sports, Britney's journey has surpassed all expectations, inspiring others with her tenacity and unyielding determination. She's just the quarterback's wag, and you know what I mean?
You just read like 20 accolades and recognition, and now you're just saying she's just the quarterback's wife.
Well, she is. They're trying to make it into sort of like this empowerment thing, but they just want to show the quarterback's wife nearly naked.
Okay, you have a daughter, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if she had someone like that to look up to? Versus, I'm not going to throw anybody out there, but there's some ratchet people.
I think Brittany Mahomes is ratchet. I'm not a fan.
Why? Because she hangs out with Taylor Swift.
Before then, even she's just like annoying, and honestly, her doing a Sports Illustrated thing is part of the reason that she annoys me. It's just like,
but she looks amazing.
Does she look amazing?
She does look amazing.
I mean, that's great.
But
like she tries so hard in these different realms, and she's just stick to. I don't know why I resent her so much. A lot of people do. A lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth about her, and maybe I can't put my finger on why. But I just wish she didn't do this sort of like. We don't need to see you naked.
Well,
but like, why? Like,
there are some people that want to see her naked. For some people, she's that idealistic.
I don't think so. I don't speak to a lot of guys who are like, oh, I'm desperate to see this. It's just like. Just why don't you form a business or stick to running this soccer team or something like that? You know what I mean? That's great. I hadn't even heard of that because there's so much like deflection, and then the Taylor Swift stuff does annoy me a bit.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
No, I was annoyed before. I didn't like it before. That just confirmed it.
Did you see that one interview that they were doing, like asking each other's favorite things? And
I missed that one.
No, but this is what made a lot of people mad. Why a lot of people don't like her.
Yeah.
Is because he asked, well, what's my favorite meal? And she's like, fried chicken.
Oh.
And she said it just like that with her chest. And it was something like spaghetti or something. But
she's just nothing.
That's when a lot of people were like, okay, she's trying way too hard.
I think so. But,
congrats,
Brittany, and all.
Yeah,
congrats.
She looks great.
Okay, on to our next Britney Spears. Britney Spears, she put up a photo yesterday, a black and white photo that stemmed from the year that the Baby One More Time came out.
Mm-hmm.
Her big hit. And later that year, she was with Diane Warren and Ben Affleck at some event. And alongside the picture of them, she wrote, cool pic of me and Ben Affleck and Diane Warren years ago. He's such an amazing actor. Did I fail to mention I made out with Ben that night? Honestly, I forgot. Damn, that's crazy. Wish I could tell you guys a story that happened before that. Oh dear, I'm just being a gossip girl. Emoji, emoji. Psst, I actually forgot. Emoji, 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 emoji.
No, you got to stand up and do her little dance.
No, thank you. Maybe it's just people with the name Brittany I've got a problem with, to be honest.
Dude, seriously, you're even turning red. Like,
my question to you is, if she made out with Ben Affleck in the biggest year of her career, of her life, when that single came out, why wasn't it covered in the tell-all memoir that came out last year? She forgot it for the memoir? Are you serious?
Maybe because she didn't want to.
And then she wanted to put it on Instagram?
So you're thinking she just made this up?
I'm just thinking her head is just... God knows what's going on there.
Do you know who he's married to?
J-Lo.
Okay, from the block.
Okay.
I don't think that Britney wants that smoke.
But she does now? Like, that doesn't make sense. She didn't want to smoke last year, but now she suddenly wants to smoke? Well, actually, she doesn't, because after posting it, she waited a little while and took it down. So what is going on with Britney Spears?
I'm team Britney all the way, so I might think that there's something to it.
I mean, if I was
timing is ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. Why didn't you put it in the book? But I'm not saying it didn't happen.
I'm saying it probably didn't happen.
Okay.
But who knows? I would honestly prefer Britney Spears Sports Illustrated though than Brittany Mahomes.
Whoa! I
For
thought,
real.
but what about the two of them together?
Now I'm definitely out.
Well,
Okay.
most guys like that.
Almost news. Our final segment, almost news. Podcast host Bobbi Althoff's husband Cory filed for divorce.
Yes.
So this is interesting because Bobbi had all of these rumors swirling about a supposed Drake affair. I mean, that's what launched her last year, is these rumors about Drake.
Mhm.
And now her husband is filing for divorce. Some people speculate this is another little industry play to get her name in the headlines and everything's going to be okay. But other people think she might be with Drake now.
Like actually in a relationship with him.
I think that this started a Twitter frenzy, and I think that's just what Bobbi would have wanted. But I don't know. With Bobbi, it's so hard to know what's real and what's just sort of like stories to get more attention because she came from nowhere. She blew up overnight, and none of the rumors about her have ever been like confirmed. It's all just like there's just so many rumors about her. It's just interesting that she blows up overnight and now she's getting divorced like the next day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, her husband was the one that filed for divorce.
Right.
Well,
So there's something that we don't know. I mean, because their children are like super, super young.
yes.
And she's an entrepreneur. I mean, she's in the tech world. She's written books. She's gone and done speaking engagements. I mean, she was a leader on TikTok. It wasn't like she just came from nowhere. Everybody makes it like she was under a rock. Somebody picked her up and put her in Hollywood. She's got a little bit of a backstory.
Well, I mean, she was a TikTok influencer. Well, she got famous by her pregnancy sort of TikToks, to be honest, with this Cory guy. And that's kind of what, and then she started like a little podcast type thing on her TikTok.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why it's almost news, because I don't know if this is news or rumors or if we're playing into the game that she's, wanting us to.
You are so cynical.
I am. I am.
You are so cynical about everything's a play for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Just
so
about.
Brittany Mahomes is hot. Okay. So she deserves everything she's getting right now.
Okay.
I believe. Britney Spears, it could be some truth. And as far as this goes, I believe the divorce is real.
Okay.
I know we're not supposed to talk about anything, but I think she's got another life that we don't know about, but we're going to find out real quick. I mean, look at the people that she does interviews with.
The biggest celebrities of today. Yeah, for real.
Mhm.
Well, I'd like to announce my wife and I are still together. So, I mean, it's not as big news. It's not as big news. Not going to set the internet ablaze.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you had something juicy.
Not really. Okay, thank you for joining me today,
You're
Tish.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course, and we'll see you guys here tomorrow. Goodbye.